stage for our pre-show performance, so keep an eye out for that. See you back there.
You should ask Nancy about throwing.
More sound.
More sound.
Oh my God. Not good.
Turn it on.
Turn it on.
No sound.
Attaboy. That's a good.
And all else fails.
Yeah.
I'm here tonight to tell you about a really big issue. Something bigger than marijuana, something bigger than gay marriage, something bigger than the Ukraine, Afghanistan, and Iraq put together, something bigger than the entire world. I am, of course, talking about space. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. It's bigger than a house or a car. It's bigger than a planet or a star. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. My keyboard has a lot of keys. Some are small and some are larger, but the biggest key of all is the big wide bar called space, because space is really, really big. Yes, space is really, really big. It's bigger than a house or a car. It's bigger than a planet or a star. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. Sometimes when I go to park, it's hard to fit between the lines. They should call it a parking spot, 'cause it sure as heck ain't a space, because space is really, really big. Yes, space is really, really big. It's bigger than a house or a car. It's bigger than a pickle jar. Even the really big ones from Costco, even bigger than that. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. My girlfriend said she needed space, but space isn't mine to give. So I gave her an elephant instead, because like space it's kind of large. You know that space is really, really big. Yes, space is really, really big. It's bigger than a house or a car. It's bigger than your mom by far. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. You know, space is so big, when it sits around the known universe, it sits around the known universe. So I was playing 20 questions, and my friends asked, is it bigger than a bread box? And I said, oh yeah, it's really big. And then they knew it was space, because space is really, really big. Yes, space is really, really big. It's bigger than a house or a car. It's bigger than a planet or a star. Space is really, really big. Space is really, really big. And time is really, really long. Yes, time is really, really long. You may think that this song goes on and on, but not for as long as time. next song is called Alternate Me, and it's about what might happen if you ran into another version of yourself from a parallel universe, something we all try to avoid. Such an overachiever, got your degree in rocket surgery. How am I supposed to enjoy my achievements, knowing what other me has already done? What's the point in even trying to play when I can plainly see that he has already won? I can plainly see that he has already won. When you were 12, you were training in space. When I was 16, I killed a goldfish. At the same age, you saved the whole human race. Looking at you, I see what I could have been. Galactic hero and a nice guy too. If only a couple of things had been different, you would be me and I would get to be you. Yes, you would be me and I would get to be you. But I'm sure you'd defeat me, so I grit my teeth and say I'm happy to meet me and shake my better hand. It's more than I can stand. Faced with these facts, I can never go back to the simple satisfaction that I once knew. Once I thought I was a one of a kind, now I know that I'm the lesser of two. So it seems that my only solution is to find another alternate universe. Somewhere out there among the parallel timelines is an alternate me whose life is much, much worse. I'll find an alternate me whose life is much, much worse. This next song is an old Irish folk ballad from the far distant future called The Ballad of the Tin Man. I loved you once when I was whole, and I would love you still if I were not a robot now, though you are still a girl. Circuitry and metal parts replace the flesh that's gone. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. Once I took my mortal hand and touched your perfect face. The softness in your rosy cheeks nothing could replace, until my hand was crushed beneath a clumsy robosaur. Beneath my hand's pneumatic joints the feeling comes no more. Once I took my mortal arms and held you very tight. Time stood still and all we knew was everything was right. Someone spilled a little bit of napalm from above. The metal arms that I have now are cold and hold no love. I loved you once when I was whole, and I would love you still if I were not a robot now, though you are still a girl. Circuitry and metal parts replace replace the flesh that's gone. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. Once my legs would walk with you through fields and woods and bogs, until my bones were chewed to bits by a pack of mutant dogs. The new electric wheels I have are faster than before, but will not roll on grass or mud, our walks shall be no more. The rest of me was soon destroyed by fire, it was charred. All brought about, I soon found out, by your jealous golem guard. Gears and wires simulate my body and my mind. My heart, alas, is gone for good, love cannot be designed. I loved you once when I was whole, and I would love you still, if I were not a robot now, though you are still a girl. Circuitry and metal parts replace the flesh that's gone. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. Though I have not a heart to love, the memory loves on. The one who caused my hand to crush, and yes, my arms to fry, he also caused my legs to break and made my torso die. Though I have not a heart to love, I've yet the will to hate. I also have some laser beams to bring about his fate. My laser beams are powerful, my laser beams are strong. I hunted for the golem, and I didn't hunt for long. I blasted him to kingdom come, alas it was in vain. He had transferred all his consciousness into a human brain. I loved you once when I was whole, and I would love you still, if I were not a robot now with lasers set to kill. Gears and circuitry metal parts replace the flesh that's gone. Though I have not a heart to love, my laser beams are strong. Though I have not a heart to love, my laser beams are strong. The golem had outsmarted me by hiding as a man. But robots don't give up, we just devise a better plan. The golem had been fond of you, the new man would be too. So I systematically murdered everybody close to you. My laser beams are deadly, my laser beams are fun. I leveled half the city before deciding I was done. And when I looked upon the many corpses I had made, I saw your body lying there so perfect and so dead. I loved you once when I was whole, and I would love you most, if I were not a robot now and you were not a ghost. Circuitry and metal parts can't bring back what is gone. Though you have not a life to live, the memory lives on. Though you have not a life to live, the memory lives on. This next song asks the musical question: what if the Dark Lord of Cthulhu applied for a tenure-track faculty position at a major research university? I think it's a question that we all have to ask ourselves from time to time in our lives. Dear Search Committee, my name is Cthulhu, PhD, encloses my application for Professor of Demonology with a letter of reference from Lovecraft Dr. HP. Please review my materials and my really long CV. I want tentacle tenure. It's hard to get a job when you're an elder god like me. Tentacle tenure. Tentacle tenure. Tentacle tenure. Whoa. When it comes to teaching, you can say I've molded quite a few brains, went insane. It's hard to say what they'll remember. Some horrors they will never forget, but I can honestly claim that I haven't had a bad evaluation yet. I want tentacle tenure, a life of shaping minds, even if they go blind at the sight of me. Tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure. My scholarly research is known throughout history. I've done seminal work on called psychology. My work has real-world impact on mankind's anxiety. You could say I'm well-cited. There are religions devoted to me. I want tentacle tenure. My academic work makes mortal men berserk and flee. Tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure. I've had many cultists and held them captive in my thrall. So graduate students should impose any challenge at all. They'll do my bidding, and they'll do it perfectly, or spend the rest of their short lives living quite vegetatively. I want tentacle tenure to supervise, though they avert their eyes from me. Tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure. It's hard to get a job when you're an elder god like me. Tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure. Whoa. Dear Dr. Cthulhu, the letter kindly said, thank you for your interest, but we hired someone else instead. You know, big data is really hot these days, so we hired Godzilla. He's really making waves. He wants Tokyo tenure. An urbanist, deconstructionist took the job from me. Tokyo tenure, Tokyo tenure. It's hard to get a job when you're an elder god like me. Tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure, tentacle tenure. Trying to figure out how many
least one
songs I
more.
should- how many songs I should cut. Yeah, wait till the cane comes out. Okay. I'll do one non-silly song, at least one non-silly song. This one I did last summer at No Shame for my 10th anniversary. In the end, we'll end up as nothing. Our moment will soon be past. So what's the difference a life can make when nothing's made to last? All I really have is all my dreams come true. And no one anywhere could make me happier than you. I know nothing lasts forever. Don't know how much longer we've got. Even our memories will one day fade, like all the others time has forgot. We are just two drops in the river, but you're the sweetest drop I know. Let's travel together until the river no longer flows. We'll travel together until the river no longer flows. So this next song could benefit from a little bit of percussion, but I only have a very little bit of percussion, which is this tambourine, and relying on me to not confuse myself while stomping on it. So what I would like, I'll take a risk here, audience participation. I would like you all to clap on beats 2 and 4, which I will signify by stomping on the tambourine on those beats, so that those beats are hopefully not too ambiguous. And we'll see if we can do this without mutually confusing ourselves terribly. But it'll be a fun adventure, either way. This is called Otterly Adore You. It's an otter love song, or what I imagine an otter love song would sound like if otters actually came to No Shame to perform, which they totally should, but I haven't seen it happen yet. Meet me by the bay, and you'll be my baby. Wear your finest furs, 'cause you're such a lady. Dine on oysters, you know you're a pearl. Stay with me, and you'll be my girl. I utterly adore you. All I'm looking for you. Now and evermore, you are the one for me. I utterly adore you. Tickle my heart like a frog of milk. I'm drowning in your love, but I don't need help. Dancing underwater and I haven't scared. 'Cause when I'm breathing in your beauty, baby, who needs it? I utterly adore you. Spend my whole life looking for you. Land and sea and shore, you are the one for me. I utterly adore you. Whales will migrate down the coast. Tides change every day. But I will always love you most. My love is here to stay. So meet me by the bay and you'll be my baby. Wear your finest furs, 'cause you're such a lady. We'll dine on oysters, you know you're a pearl. Stay with me and you'll be my girl. I utterly adore you. Spend my whole life looking for you. Now and evermore, you are the one for me. Time for one more song. This is a song about good old-fashioned American values that make this country great and how they're passed down from generation to generation. When I was a young boy, my daddy didn't talk too much, but every week he took me out to Chinese food for lunch. Sage advice for living life wasn't in the words he said. I learned all I needed from the fortunes that I read. Believe in yourself and others will too. Good news will come to you by mail. An important person will offer you support. Happy life is right in front of you. 6:30, 28, 12, 4:32. When my first love broke my heart, I didn't know what to do. I needed help in getting over all she put me through. I didn't need to call my dad, I didn't need to talk. All I needed was a meal at China's special walk. Nature, time, and patience are the three great physicians. Your perspective comes with New Year. Please visit us at onetongfoods.com. Share your hopes and sorrows with your family. 460-36, 8223. Some say our fortunes are written in the stars. Some say we write them ourselves. I believe they're printed on tiny strips of paper and placed inside of tasteless cookie shells. Well, my daddy, he got older and eventually passed away. Standing at his funeral, I didn't know what to say. How could I summarize the many ways he cared? All I could remember was the wisdom that we shared. All your troubles will pass away very quickly. In the end, all things will be known. Help, I'm being held hostage in a Chinese bakery. Someone is speaking of you. 411-36, 510-42. Some say our fortunes are written in the stars. Some say we write them ourselves. Daddy knew they're printed on tiny strips of paper and placed inside of tasteless cookie shells. Fortune cookies made me the man I am today, but my own two children are allergic to chow mein. The younger folk all like a joke and can't stand MSG, so I let them read the wrappers of the bubblegum company. What is a parasite? Something you visit in Paris. What is a buccaneer? Expensive corn. Why do shoemakers go to heaven? Because they have good souls. How do golfers get to work? They drive. Soy lecithin, red 40, yellow 5. Some say our fortunes are written in the stars. Some say we write them ourselves. Bubblegum or cookies, I well. For you are the captain of every situation. You will be successful in your work. You look pretty, you love a challenge, you love Chinese food. You are admired for your talent and ability. 3, 6, 15, 9, 30, 43.